Well, guys, here we have one of those contrived celebrity conversations down by the creek on I'm a Celebrity Tonight, where Sam talks about his ADHD. I love these conversations. I think, when do they have these? I'm sure they planned these in advance, or the producers say, could you three just go and sit by the creek and talk about something deep and meaningful? Of course, it is deep and meaningful. It's good to hear about Sam's ADHD. He opens up about it. It's interesting to hear what he has to say and how it affects his life.
Yesterday, you've mentioned it a few times actually since you've been in camp, and I never actually knew this. You said that you've got ADHD.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you were diagnosed with it?
Last year, mate.
Really?
Last year, yeah. There's loads of people who are actually like of a certain age, who get diagnosed way later. When the low bits happen, it goes low, but then the highs are really high. Yeah. My girlfriend Zara is just so steady, and it's so good for me because when she's going steady, I'm going like that. So it's so nice to have someone that's just like keeping you going. My timekeeping's terrible. Sometimes I get quite selfish where and this is not just with her, it's with everyone, like my mates or whatever, my listening to Zara whenever she's talking something, Zara will listen to me, I'll come back full of energy, be like, oh, you never guess what I've just done, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, what have you done? And she'll go, well, I blah, 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 blah. And I'm just finding myself staring off at something completely different. And she's like, you're not even listening to me. And you sort of feel like you're a bit of a knob sometimes because you're like...
But you would not be Sam without it.
I would just say that you've always got loads of energy.
I have dick.
You're not
seriously,
a dick.
Bro, you're not a dick, man. Your energy is crazy, bro. And it's what makes you great. He is literally one of the most fascinating people I've ever met. I can't think of anybody that has the energy that Sam has, and that's what's great about him.
Weird, no one really spotted it beforehand at school, but if you look at all my report cards, every single one says the same.
Really?
It says, likeable enough guy, but lacks focus. It's like staring at you in the face. If I'd known as a kid, not much would have changed, but how you feel about yourself probably changes.
Yeah.
I remember crying into my textbook because I was like, I can't understand the words that are going into my head. Mm-hmm. And I was so bummed out. And then just you want to do good. You don't want to be mischievous or anything like that. So you're like, right, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And you're open your little textbook. Here we go. You get your little coloured pens out. You're like, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a teacher's pet. And you just can't focus on it.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I'm not ashamed of having ADHD in any way, but I know that I would have felt better about myself at school if I had been diagnosed with it at a younger age, because I really was just like, oh God, I just suck at everything. It's the small things that aren't even a big deal that I really struggle with. It's kind of like when if I host something or anything like that and you get given loads of notes, right? I skim the notes, man. I just I go, right, what's it about? And then I just ad-lib.
Yeah.
And I kind of did that at school. I just ad-lib and you just get by.
Sometimes people call me Half-Job Josie because I just can't finish.
Half-Job Josie?
Do you get that? You can't finish a job?
Yeah, all the time, mate. That's literally my life, yeah.
I like finding out about people and all their different stories, and everyone's special and unique in their own little way, and everyone's got to remember that there's only one of them in the world and no one else is like them, and we all carry our own little bit of magic.
I found that quite revealing. And I have noticed online that a lot of people on social media seem to be saying they either love Sam or they say, oh, I find him quite annoying. And I think one of the reasons is perhaps they find him too enthusiastic. But I think this conversation clarifies why sometimes he comes across that way. I think it's just part of his ADHD. But he seems like a lovely guy. They seem like a lovely bunch, don't they? Very nice. Well done, Sam.